She's essentially said her coach doesn't want her to play her game. And it's very clear that the Indiana Fever don't want Caitlin to be Caitlin.
I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she's...
Whoa, hold up.
Sophie Cunningham has had enough, and she's not staying quiet any longer. The Indiana Fever guard has stepped into the spotlight with a bombshell expose that's sending shockwaves through the WNBA. And she's making it crystal clear that Stephanie White is trying to fit Caitlin Clark into a system rather than making Caitlin Clark the system.
Stephanie White, you deserve the Dodo Bird of the Day award. Yeah, I said what I said, and it is what it is. How you gonna say in a post interview, you gonna say that you trying to reintegrate CC, my precious CC, into an offense? What? She's the superstar. That means you should be trying to integrate all the other players, not CC.
The truth? Caitlin is clearly upset, and you can see it in interviews about being played out of position and having to improve in positions where she shouldn't even be playing. How can you do that to your best player? Surely you build a team around the best player. Well, that's not Stephanie White's philosophy, and Sophie Cunningham isn't having any of it. She's exposing what's really going on behind the Indiana Fever's closed doors, and it's absolutely wild. This is the showdown that everybody saw coming.
This is how you treat your prized possession? This is how you treat your cash cow? This is how you treat your savior? This is how you treat the young woman responsible for elevating this unbelievably rancid...
Sophie Cunningham grabbed the microphone after practice and detonated Stephanie White's carefully scripted talking points with the precision of a Navy SEAL and the subtlety of a tornado in a trailer park. While White keeps preaching about integration and slow tempo sets, Sophie looked straight into the camera and basically shouted, "This roster should orbit around Caitlin Clark, not force her to squeeze into some outdated Connecticut playbook."
Today, salute to Sophie Cunningham. Not only does she stand up for Caitlin Clark on the court, but she stands up for Caitlin Clark in the media as well. While Caitlin Clark gets pushed around, thrown to the floor during games, and teammates are standing there just looking, not doing anything, Sophie Cunningham will do something. While other players get a microphone put in front of them, doing their media interviews, while they regurgitate the same nonsense, the same word salad that Stephanie White lies says, Sophie Cunningham will say, no.
Sophie didn't just defend Caitlin Clark, she body slammed Stephanie White's entire coaching credibility with receipts, sass, and a look that screamed, "I said what I said." What triggered this fiery takedown? Why is everyone in the WNBA acting like it's a group project gone horribly wrong? Because Sophie sees what everyone with basketball IQ above sea level sees. Caitlin is the system, and everyone else is fumbling the user manual.
Man, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when
Now we have to have a new offense. Translation, Stephanie White, that shit that you're trotting out there, that motion offense garbage that you're trotting out there ain't gonna fly with a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. She's that damn good.
When Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking, but now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game, and so we have to adjust.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. Here's the kicker that'll make your head spin faster than a washing machine on steroids. Stephanie White confirmed in her post-game interview that the team looks best when the ball is in Caitlin's hands, when she is the main decision maker and everything revolves around her. Yet, for some reason, that defies all logic and basic basketball sense. After witnessing that success in real time, White decides to change things up, slow things down, take Caitlin out of the game, and then complains when the team suddenly loses focus.
Caitlin Clark's return, in which, since this is a lady we're talking about, it looks like Stephanie White has spaded Caitlin Clark, for lack of a better way of putting it. If it was a dude, I'd say neutered, but, you get my point. She has taken away Caitlin Clark's greatest asset, which is the creator and instigator of offense.
Sophie Cunningham went on the record to basically say what everyone's been screaming: give the damn ball to Caitlin. Whatever offense we're running right now, it is not working. You have to give the ball to Caitlin and let Caitlin do what Caitlin has to do. The reason fans pack the arena, buy overpriced merchandise, and chant like it's a cult revival meeting has nothing to do with any 5-player setup. It's the Caitlin system. Caitlin is the system. You could throw 5 traffic cones and Fever jerseys beside her and it would still sell out. Because at the end of the day, no one's buying tickets to see backdoor cuts and screen assists. They're buying Caitlin. Period.
Stephanie White, you deserve the Dodo Bird of the Day award. How do you want my precious Cece to play defense every possession? Full out? Ain't no way. I played ball. Ain't nobody playing defense every possession unless you just great at defense and that's your job. You hear me? Don't you know she is an offensive player? You hear me? She scores. She facilitates. So she has to control and reserve her energy when it matters the most.
Sophie Cunningham is showing that Caitlin Clark isn't being treasured the way she should be. Here's where it gets really crazy. Aari McDonald is being chosen as the point guard. She's the one bringing the ball forward, rather than Caitlin. That's right, folks. The generational talent who broke every college basketball attendance record is standing in the corner while a reserve player runs the offense. Caitlin isn't receiving the ball, and there are many times when she's visibly upset with her teammates. Cameras have captured Clark throwing her arms up in frustration when teammates like Natasha Howard don't return the ball. Moments that quickly go viral and spark debate about her body language and team dynamics. This isn't just basketball. This is basketball theater, and she's the headline act, director, and the person who tears the ticket at the door.
It puts out a lineup yesterday. Aari McDonald starting at point. Kelsey Mitchell's at shooting guard. Caitlin Clark's at small forward. And I'm like, what is going on? Are we trying smaller lineups? I guess, okay, but are we doing a point forward situation? Is that what we're doing? We're doing a LeBron James point forward. No, the hell we ain't. We ain't. We're just running the same old, I want to say same old offense, but I don't know what that offense is.
In the post-practice interviews, Sophie delivered the reality check that nobody wanted to hear, but everybody needed to receive. She said, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Caitlin was hurt and our offense was clicking, but now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game. Instead of building the offense around the generational phenomenon, there's an active effort to integrate her as if her presence is a mild inconvenience that needs bureaucratic approval. She's not a supporting character. She's not a developmental project. She's the blueprint, the main event, the pyrotechnic finale before the gym lights cut out. Sophie also dropped the devastating players on their own islands comment. Like this is a tropical cruise and not a professional basketball team. The WNBA suddenly turned into Survivor Indiana Fever Edition, where trust is a myth, chemistry is folklore, and everyone's too busy paddling solo to notice the boat is sinking.
I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up in I think like 7 days or whatnot, and so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court, but we're trying to figure it out, and I think you guys see it. I think we're all a little frustrated. We're trying to figure out what's clicking, what's not clicking, what works for us defensively, but at the end of the day, I think what we can hang our hat on is not getting outworked, making sure that we're the aggressors, making sure that we're getting boards, controlling what we can control, and I think we need to do.
Here's the plain truth, one that hits harder than it should. The Indiana Fever have a superstar in Caitlin Clark, yet they're using her like she's just another player. It's like owning a Ferrari and only driving it to pick up groceries. Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent. She's the kind of player who can change the future of the WNBA. But instead of building around her and unleashing her full potential, the team has pushed her to the sidelines. Not literally, but in how little they involve her in the game plan. Time after time, we watch as she stands around while the team runs clunky plays through the post, only for it to end in a missed layup and disappointed fans. It's frustrating to witness, especially when we know what Clark is capable of.
Clark, a Leah Boston deadly connection, pick and roll, two-man game connection that has worked this whole season, gone. Poof, the one thing that was in existence that actually worked, that felt like a little bit of something offensive that worked, gone. Gone. Caitlin Clark has a horrible game in her return. The whole team is horrible. I mean, what have I said on reactions to games, folks? When you got a big three, 2 out of the big 3 have to show up and produce. All right? All right.
Now, we're 20 games into the season, and head coach Stephanie White is still scribbling on her whiteboard like she's lost in her own playbook. Still figuring it out at this point isn't a sign of patience. It's a sign that something's gone seriously wrong. The plays don't look like smart strategy. They look like a chaotic street performance with no direction. And worst of all, White seems to be trying to make Caitlin Clark into a role player, not a leader, not the star. And every time Clark gets subbed out when she's gaining momentum, or every time an open shot gets passed over, it chips away at the greatness she could bring to this team and to the league. Caitlin Clark should be the centerpiece of this franchise. Instead, she's being sidelined by a system that doesn't seem to know what to do with a player like her. And unless that changes, the Fever are on track to waste one of the most exciting talents women's basketball has ever seen.
Look, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White clearly like and respect one another, right? But that doesn't mean they always see eye to eye. And I am beginning to suspect more and more that there's a bit of a divide between the way that they see the game and the way that they think the Indiana Fever should play. You can just hear what they have to say and connect the dots a little bit.
Now, Sophie knows this roster isn't the problem. It's the direction, the game plan, the system that resembles a roulette wheel wearing a whistle. It's not that the team doesn't have talent. They've got plenty. But talent without direction is just chaos in sneakers. You can't build chemistry by accident. You can't expect synergy when no one's allowed to build trust. The disconnect is louder than the national anthem, and Sophie's the only one brave enough to harmonize with it. The whole setup is a masterclass in confusion. You've got rookies carrying veteran burdens, shooters playing hot potato with cold hands, and Sophie standing in the middle of it all, torching the nonsense with a flamethrower of truth.
I don't know if you noticed or heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards. She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, you know, obviously you think about the Stewies MVPs of the league, and you know, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners, and of course Sue Bird, who's sitting, you know, in the building today. And you know, Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys.
Caitlin herself has made it clear where she stands. In pre-game media availability, Clark stated plainly, "I think we need to do a better job of getting me the ball in transition. Whether somebody is there or not, I think there's a fine balance of playing me off the ball and also getting the ball in my hands. That's when I'm the best, in transition. Everybody knows that." But White seems determined to keep Clark off the ball, emphasizing how Clark can get open looks if she sets screens, obviously off-ball activities. White referenced the Pacers as a blueprint for buying into the we over the me, specifically pointing out how Tyrese Halliburton getting his teammates involved can be a lesson for Clark. Behind all the buzzwords and game plans, the real problem is clear. They're treating elite talent like a casual role player. If Caitlin played for a different team, we'd be seeing nightly highlights instead of therapy sessions.
So right here, y'all see my precious CC. She getting her airtime. Know what I'm saying? With the stud buds. And look, check this out. She said, oops, gotta go. Because look who we see now. It's Jigsaw from the movie Saw. Stephanie White. She is a buzz killer. Golly. You hear me? Like, I don't understand, bruh. Like, you is 50, man. You need to go sit down somewhere. We trying to turn up and get lit. You hear me?
The insanity isn't Sophie's commentary. It's that what she's saying still needs to be said. 20 games in, and the head coach looks like she's still waiting for a starter pack to arrive in the mail. The offense has less flow than a broken water fountain. That's not progress. That's an endless cycle of, well, maybe next time. Sophie Cunningham isn't here to play diplomat. She's not applying for a job at the league office, and she sure as hell isn't sugarcoating anything to keep the good vibes only crowd happy. She says what needs to be said in HD clarity and with the precision of a buzzsaw in a dollhouse. Sophie Cunningham has exposed the chaos, called out the coaching, and laid bare the dysfunction that's wasting the most talented player in women's basketball. The question isn't whether she's right, it's whether anyone with the power to change things is actually listening.